Good afternoon. Welcome back. It's time for our birthday series once again. We have three birthdays. Originally, I thought we just had one. Did a little bit digger deepin, and we have two. The first of which I've only got one card of. I was looking for more, but I couldn't find any. But we did see this card recently, born on this date in 1967. Today, apologize. It's Tuesday, January 17th, 2023. But born on this date in 1967, former NASCAR crew chief Michael Fatback McSwain. He does have a couple other cards about 1999 or 2000. I've looked through about 4 boxes. Can't find them right now, but I do know I do have a couple of his cards. Show you the back of this one. Even though you just seen this one earlier this week, Michael Fatback McSwain. Another crew chief that should be, in my opinion, in the NASCAR Hall of Fame already. I know he's in the International Motorsports Hall of Fame at Talladega. Born on this date in 1925. He would have been 98 years old today. That would be Mr. Harry Hyde. Of course, Harry was the crew chief that Harry Hogg was based after in the movie Days of Thunder. So here we have a 1990 Max with his Miller uniform on, so he's probably crew chiefing Bobby Hill, and him and Bobby had a very, very strong relationship going back into the early 80s. We have next a 91 Max, again with the Buick Motorsports and Snickers, so he is still with Bobby Hillin at this time. We have a 92 Black Max. He has since moved on. Can't remember who he was working with in 92. That still may have been Stavola because they did switch to Ford in 92, but I think he took kind of a team manager role. 1993 Max, there you see he has Larry Hedrick Motorsports hat on. Crew chief there for Phil Parsons, I believe Greg Sachs, a few other drivers. And then here's a 1996 Tribute, but it's from 1997 Action Pack. This was the last Harry Hyde card produced. The picture is from 1984, his first year at Hendrick with Jeff Bodine. We'll flip it over, show you the back of it, just tell you that Harry passed away the previous season, so a nice tribute. And I think it's cool that the card companies back then did this sort of thing. There's a lot of tributes. I believe there's a Robert G. one in Max, perhaps. ProSet has one of J.D. McDuffie. There's just different drivers and crews and members and so forth that had tribute cards made the year or so after they passed. And then I do have some cards. I had quite a bit, but I knew we had two other birthdays to celebrate. Born on this date in 1948, Lake Speed. So I arranged these cards chronologically. I've kind of went through them, and it kind of chronicles his career in the 90s. He had an 88 Max card, an 89 Max card. I didn't want to go through my boxes and pull those out because I don't want to show rookies on here as much as I can, or inserts, or not inserts, but numbered cards and autos and relics. Got those separated, so pretty much we're going to keep it as base as we can, as well as other cards like this. This card was in the 1990 Max Factory set, as you can see. I'm sorry, 91 Max Factory set, because it's chronicling the 1990 Winston. This isn't from my set. This was in a bunch of cards that I picked up, so just one of my favorite sets. It's a acrylic set, I believe they call it. And this car he ran in 1990 with the Prestone sponsorship. There you see the back is blank, but it is textured a little bit. But these are sharp cards, and all 20 drivers that were in the 1990 running of the Winston do have a card made. Now we do have 1991 Max. I'm just going to set the cards off to the side. This is the base card. This is the update card. And I'll explain here in just a second, but there you see everything on the back is pretty much the same. But the reason the pictures are different, this was his picture from 1990. The update, when he got to the 60-16 partway through 91, that's when Max was doing update sets. I believe they did one in 91 and 92. And then after that, they stopped doing the update sets. At least to my knowledge, and then just started releasing more product after that. Here's the car that he ran in 1991, the Trop Arctic Pontiac, owned by Kelly Yarborough. And there's a look at Lake. Again, another look. I just wanted to show you the update, the variations there. 91 tracks. 92 tracks, which reviewed his 91 season. We'll flip this one around. What I liked about 92 Max is it gave you his results in each race. So there you see Lake had an 11th in the Fall Bristol race, 12th at Sears Point in the spring there, and a 13th at Wilkesboro. Those would be his 3 best runs of the year. Caught up in a lot of crashes, had a lot of engine failures. Here's the red Max. I'll put these side by side. The black Max just has gold foil, where the red Max just has that gold print. There used to be a premium on the black Max. There's no longer. 1993, Lake went back to running his own team. There you see Kyle Pettynosen in the picture, sponsored by Purex. Nice looking car. Later in 93, after Davey Allison passed away, Lake took the wheel a few times. This was from the Indy test in 93. I got to go to that one, 2-day test. That was a lot of fun. And the 3 races that Lake drove were Watkins Glen, Bristol, and Michigan, where he scored a 7th place at Michigan before giving way to Ernie Irvan at Darlington. Lake was really looking forward to racing Darlington, but Ford wanted Ernie in the car. Later in 1993, Lake replaced Jeff Bodine in the 15 car. Very rare to see pictures of Lake with his motorcraft gear on in the card industry. I mean, you can find them all over the internet if you look, but as far as the cards, not a lot of stuff with Lake in the motorcraft colors, because in 1994, they switched to Quality Care for their Ford branding instead of motorcraft parts. I like this card a lot. This Silver Signature 1995 Upper Deck, the next in line subset. And there's a good picture of Lake standing by his car. 1995 and 96, he drove for Harry Melling in the what a lot of people called the Spam Can. Very popular car, of course. There's a good picture of Lake. Another picture of the car. Very, very simple design on that car. Here's another look. I believe this one's from 97, and this one's from 96. I think the 97 just had more decaling on it. Again, not a lot you could do with this sponsor. 1997, Spam went to LJ Racing with Mike Wallace, and they had a lot of colors incorporated into it, but that team kind of fell flat. 98, they ran just a plain Melling engine parts paint scheme. They had University of Nebraska lined up for some sponsorship. Advantage Camouflage took over the last few races of 1998 to help the team out. Then in 1999, they ended up getting Cartoon Network. I didn't have any cards of that car, but of course Cartoon Network was a popular kids channel, and they had a lot of fun with that, but that's when Lake got injured at Sears Point and then ended up retiring from NASCAR. There's a couple good videos. There's a YouTuber out there, Stapleton42. He has a really, really great interview with Lake Speed. I recommend you go check that one out, because that was a pretty cool interview and goes in depth with Lake and his career. Also, Scene Vault Podcast has a really, really good interview, 3-part interview with Lake Speed as well. Again, it goes into when they get really granular with the interviews, I really, really like that, because you get to see and hear a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that you wouldn't have otherwise. So again, happy birthday to Mr. Harry Hyde, who would have been 98 years old today, and to Michael McSwain and Lake Speed. So thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. This has actually, like I say, been fun, because I can deep dive into my cards a little bit, find some stuff that I forgot about, didn't know I had, or just like that 97 Action Pack card, kind of learn some stuff for myself that it's like, wow, I forgot about that, or didn't realize that. So anyway, thanks again for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and we will see you tomorrow.